We are coming to you from the city beautiful, Chicago, Illinois, where this afternoon, WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, Adam Dunn and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Evan Longoria and the Tampa Bay Rays. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this four-game set, and the finale on what's turned out to be an 8-game homestand. Sox are 3-4 on this homestand. We took the first 2 out of 3 here. We won the opener 5-2. That was behind Chris Sale. We won game 2 5-4 behind Jake Peavy, who's now 3-1, and we lost last night by a score of 10-4. So this, I'll tell you, we were talking about it earlier. I've never seen this many injuries on our ball club.
We've been very lucky on this team because we haven't used the disabled list a whole lot in any year that I've been here. However, that being said, April has been a cruel month as far as the Sox are concerned. Gordon Beckham had surgery. Johnny Danks is still rehabbing that shoulder. Gavin Floyd hurt his elbow last night. Angel Sanchez has a back problem. He's on the disabled list. Layson Septimo started the year on the disabled list. Diane Viciedo also went on the DL with an oblique problem, which could linger. And Jeff Keppinger has not been able to be used in this homestand because he's had some back issues. So hopefully we get healthy and things can start clicking.
Well, David Price, last year's Cy Young Award winner, and I guess you could say, according to John Walgren, the Price is not right.
He's not right. And for whatever reason, he's throwing the ball completely differently than he did last year. If you take a look, 0-2 this year, but more important, they've lost all 5 of his starts. Last year at 20-5, he won the Cy Young Award. His ERA, a little above 2.5. This year, the ERA 5.5. Opponent's batting average, otherworldly against him compared with, say, Matt Moore. But the question with David Price is he's starting to use the cutter, and the cutter is getting hit. Hopefully that trend continues, and let's score some runs today.
All right. Great concept. Sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Your home for the most live sports. Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by 97.5 FM. ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports station. It's actually a very nice day, very comfortable day at the ballpark. It's 61 degrees. There's a look at Robin Ventura in his Sunday best, the 1983 uniforms, which are absolutely beautiful, commemorating a great baseball team. And Robin is hoping for this ball club to catch fire a little earlier than it took for that ball club to catch fire.
Man, we got Pepe in the house.
Carlton Fisk threw out the first pitch. Before the game, in an interview, he talked about his responsibilities as a number 2 hitter and how things changed for him that year, especially with Rudy Law ahead of him, who stole 77 bases. Carlton had to be patient. He had to take some pitches, and he had to go deep in the count and be assured himself that he could make some contact. Occasionally, he said, having to move Rudy along, maybe from second to third after he stole a base. So the number 2 spot in the batting order is essential, and that's one of the things that's happened with the Sox injuries, because Jeff Keppinger was ticketed for that spot. He hasn't been able to play with back spasms. In his place, Tyler Green is getting yet another start. He's done a terrific job in a fill-in role, but Robin is hoping sooner rather than later that this team start to come together, and we're able to put the starting lineup that they envisioned in spring training back on the field. So the Sox come into this one today sporting a 10-13 record, 3.5 games in back of Kansas City. Tampa Bay at 11-13, 6 games in back of Boston. Our Sox take the field, and let's take a look at how Joe Madden is going to line up his Tampa Bay Rays. The speedster Desmond Jennings leading off, and it's Matt Joyce in right field. Ben Zobrist just had a pretty good series at shortstop. Evan Longoria, who tore it up last night at third. James Loney, who's been hitting everything in sight at first. Ryan Roberts, Kelly Johnson, who had a good night last night with Jose Lobaton, and Sean Rodriguez in left field and hitting 9. Chicago White Sox defense is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. It's going to be Diaza. Wise back in the lineup today with Rios in right. In the infield, Gillespie, Ramirez, Green, and Dunn. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate, and he was psyched up before the game. He said, it's a new beginning for me starting today. Dylan Axelrod has thrown the ball brilliantly, only to see no wins at all for all of his efforts. On for the 5th start. Opponent's batting .250. Now, one of the trouble spots for him, throwing first pitch strikes. Only 54% of the time does he throw first pitch strikes. Usually that's not particularly good, but he's been living on the edge and coming away successfully in the early going. The umpires for the game this afternoon. Tom Hallion is behind the plate. He's the crew chief. Bill Cuzzy is at first. Lance Barrett is at second. And Chris Guccione is at third. And by and large, the umps have done a very good job here. And so what started out an overcast, a little bit cool afternoon, has turned into a very sunny, very bright day, meaning the outfielders will have some difficulties. And guys, the infield going to have to help them out on short pop-ups. So they're throwing the ball around the infield. That means we're ready for the finale of this homestand. And I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Stevie. Thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. We're happy you could join us for the finale of this 4-game set and this homestand. Center fielder Desmond Jennings ready to lead off for the Rays. As he and Tyler Flowers having a little conversation. He steps in, and Dylan Axelrod, 27-year-old right-hander, his first pitch of the ball game is taken for a strike. And here's the ballpark. 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line. 375 in the gaps and 400 straightaway center. Off the glove of Gillespie.
Second time in as many days that that's happened. This time, it's not a difficult play.
That's an easy play.
And it's E5. It puts their speedster on, and there's a very good chance that somewhere early in the count, Jennings is going to be going. Something you don't want to see happen to start off the ball game, but physical errors do happen.
Jennings 5 for 7 in stolen bases. Well, he's been catching everything down there with the exception of the one the other day, and that one right there. He had to wonder, when was he that good?
Was he Brooks Robinson good?
No. Here's Matt Joyce. Had a pretty good fastball hitter. He's 3 for 9 in the series with a homer and 2 RBIs. Rays come in hitting at .240 as a club. They raised their batting average, their team batting average 11 points yesterday, picking up those 19 hits. He was all over that one and underneath it.
Joyce has been trying to pull everything in the series, so Dylan Axelrod is going to try to sink that ball away as you look at Tom Foley going through his set of signs. Silent George Hendrick is the first base coach. A terrific hitter in his day and his very long, very productive career.
Little slider inside, misses. 21 to count.
Now if Joe Madden wants to run with Jennings, he most likely will do it on this pitch. He's getting a pretty good lead.
He does not go. And the count 2-1. Outfield bunched just a bit, straight up. As usual, Dwayne Wise is short in center field. Rays coming in with a 3-9 road record. They're 8-4 at home, 3-9 on the road.
There's a look at the skipper of the Rays. The very creative, very unusual, very out of the box thinking Joe Madden.
There he goes. He gone.
Talked to Mark Salas about Tyler Flowers, and he said part of his throwing woes have been footwork.
Yes.
And he straightened out that footwork, made a terrific throw to second base, cut down Jennings, who didn't get a good jump. Nonetheless, this throw is right on the money.
Yeah, his footwork really was a little late.
Yep.
Rather than getting him set as he's coming up. There's a little chopper. That'll take it. And for all you viewers out there who saw Ivan Rodriguez play, if you can envision his footwork, that's about as good as it got right there. He had the fastest feet of any catcher I've ever seen.
And in the modern day, it's Yadier Molina, who just absolutely loves to drop down on that right knee, go behind the left-hand hitter, try to pick you off first base. A trait shared by Kansas City's Salvatore Perez, who already has picked off more base runners than any Kansas City catcher in history.
Checks it up. He did not go. Zobrist, switch hitter, hitting at .247. He's 2 for 14 in this series with a homer and 2 RBIs. Both those hits coming yesterday. Hughes, that one right off the end of the bat. Well, when this game is over, tomorrow is an off day for us. We'll leave tomorrow night for Texas for 3, then Kansas City for 3, New York for 2. Wow, this is the first long road trip for the Rays. 4 here. They have an off day tomorrow. Then Kansas City for 3 and Colorado for 3. So it's a tough trip for Tampa Bay.
It's going to get a lot tougher for them if David Price goes 0 for his first 6 starts. He's only personally 0-2, but they're 0-5 in his starts.
Yeah, Matt Moore can only make so many starts.
Fortunately for a whole lot of people in baseball.
Yesterday he walked the first hitter Diaz, and then he struck out 6 consecutive guys on our club. Wound up with 9 in 6 innings. Good pitch. Full count. Longoria on deck. You want to get this guy right here, Longoria. Best hitter on that ball club.
The best way to see him is leading off the second.
He gone. He knew it. Couldn't pull the trigger, and that'll do it. After happening a play, it's Rays nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
How Robin's going to line him up today. It's Diaza and Green in the 2 spot with Rios, Canerco, Adam Dunn, who's hit a couple of home runs recently, with Ramirez, Gillespie, Flowers, and Wise back in the lineup and in center field hitting 9. The defense, and now they're going to line up behind David Price, Rodriguez, Jennings, and Joyce in the outfield with Longoria, Zobrist, Roberts, and Loney in the infield. Jose Lobaton behind the plate. And last year's Cy Young Award winner David Price on the hill. ERA over 5.5. Opponent's batting average .298, which is most unusual. You see 37 hits in 31 innings. That's not good, but a good walk to strikeout ratio. And let's see if the Sox can take advantage of some uncharacteristic bad pitches in the strike zone by David Price.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Piazza hitting at .236, 4 homers. He's driven in 9. Takes ball 1. Alejandro 3 for 12 in the series.
They're shading him a step toward left center field against Price.
They're playing him perfectly.
Well, Rodriguez is playing very shallow in left field for Diaza, who does have pretty decent power. And if he does catch up to one of those fastballs, he's going to be able to hit it over his head.
And there's another souvenir. Price, 27 years old, 6'6", 220 pounds. Out of Vanderbilt.
When he first got to the big leagues, they put him in the bullpen. In fact, in postseason play, he was actually used as a closer. That was his first indoctrination.
2-2 the count.
There you look at the career numbers, and they're very impressive.
Zobrist, the all-purpose player, throws him out. So with the 1 out, let's check out our picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and crew, went with Flowers. He's going with Alexei. And I want to congratulate our son Casey and his wife Valerie on the birth of their first child, Hank Harrelson. 5 pounds, 15 ounces, 19.5 inches long at the Winnie Palmer Hospital for Women in Orlando, Florida. I want to thank all the great doctors and nurses and medical staff at Winnie Palmer. And congratulations, we love you.
I like the name Hank.
I love the name Hank. I was going to name Casey Hank, and Harris wouldn't let me. I love the name Hank.
You can still name him Hank. Tell him to
change it.
Discard Casey.
Well, you know, Roberto Hernandez.
He was a player to be named later.
Yeah, Fausto. Yeah, I love the name Hank. 1-1 to count to Tyler. 3 for 8 in the series with a big 2-run homer right over that center field fence. Put us ahead in game 2.
David Price doesn't have a natural slider or a curve. It is a slurve. It's in between. It breaks much bigger than the slider would break, but it doesn't go down like most curveballs go down. So it's somewhere in between, but when he's right, it's very effective.
Took that pitch nicely. Good eye on that one. Full count. He's seeing the ball nicely. The way you can tell by the way he's taking the pitches. Payoff pitch. Got him up and away at 95.
This ball, if it does at all, just barely touches the strike zone, high and away. Tyler Green, a little tardy on the high heat.
So here's Alex at 282, 6 homers. He's driven in 11. But he has handled Price nicely. He's 8 for 16, and of the 8 hits, 6 of them stayed in the park. Oh boy, there it was.
He got a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Yes, it was 95, but it was in a great hitter's spot. Just fouled it back.
Yeah, that's what I call a reaction spot right there. Every hitter has a zone, one area in his swing that he didn't have to be looking for anything. He just sees it in his mind, he reacts to it. And there's the base hit. So the 2-out single, good speed aboard. He's 4 for 6 in stolen bases.
That ball wasn't his normal fastball. He actually tried to cut it on the outside corner. And didn't get it there, so Alex just pops it through the vacated right side as Roberts was playing him up the middle. And he's aboard.
Here's Paulie. Paulie 3 for 13 with an RBI in the series, and he's 9 for 18 lifetime off Price with a homer. Watch out.
Where David's gotten hurt this year is on his cutter, which he's started to use more of, much to the dismay of his manager Joe Madden. He's sliding it straight across. It's not getting inside to the right-handers, and they've really hurt him on that particular pitch.
Nice. Into one of the super sweets.
Somewhat surprisingly, Desmond Jennings is over a few steps into right center field. They're giving Paulie all of left center. If Price can get the ball inside out.
Run against Price or any good left-hander. Right-handed hitters have to try to take away that breaking ball, either the slider or the curveball down and in. The back foot slider. And then you go ahead and try to beat them to right field. But if you stand on top of the plate, a good example is Colby Rasmus from Toronto against a good right-hander with a slider or a curveball down and in.
And he's right on top of the plate.
He's got no chance.
He jams himself.
Yeah, or if he hits it hard, it's rope hook foul. He's going to take out a seat down the first baseline. There goes. And a double clutch by Lobaton. Now pick him up, Paulie.
If you missed the ball game yesterday, Jose Molina was hit right in the knee with a fastball, and so he's probably not available today. And Rio's taking advantage of it. Steals second easily without a throw.
He took a shot yesterday.
He did indeed. But it appears that nothing is broken, and the best part for Jose is that it won't affect his speeding.
That is out of play right side. So a full count.
Adam Dunn in the on deck circle. He was the only guy to figure out Matt Moore in that ball game last night, an opposite field line drive of a home run.
Well, this has been the best series Adam swung the bat in I don't know how long.
No doubt he's been on most everything.
And there's ball 4.
Not too many guys had decent swings at Matt Moore, but this is one of them. A fastball, and even with the wind blowing in and across from left field, Adam just cuts right through the wind, and it's home run number 5. Unfortunately, that was it for run production against Moore.
Takes it up, takes the inside strike. 4 for 12 in the series with a couple of homers. And lifetime against Price. He's faced him 3 times, and he's 0 for 3.
Getting to be a lot of pitches for David Price here in the first inning as our boys are making him work.
Well, even if we come up empty, it's still been a good inning for us. Breaking ball, no. 2-1. An inning like this bodes well for the second time around.
And nobody is paying any attention at all to Rios at second. He's able to get exactly what he wants to get and more on the secondary lead.
And there is a base hit into center field. Here comes Alex. Here's the throw by Desmond Jennings. Safe. They're going to go to third and going to get Paulie. But the single by Dunn. The Sox, after 1, lead it by 1. Yes.
Here's Cy Young Award winner because Adam Dunn driving in his 11th run, and then Paulie might want to rethink this piece of base running, because if it's cut off, he's out. If it goes over the guy's head, he's out. And he's out. So getting taken out of the inning, not before the run scored, but not the play you want to make with Ramirez coming up next.
And here is Longoria. Just one of the greatest approaches to the pitch I have ever seen in my life.
Do you see any soft spots with him? Any place you can go on him consistently?
No, I really don't. The only thing I can go back to, okay, when you ask that, is over the course of my life in baseball, the better the hitter, the more you got to pitch him inside. You pitch him out over the plate, and he is absolutely going to kill you. He's like Miguel Cabrera. You pitch Cabrera out of the plate, I don't care what kind of stuff you got. He's going to beat your brains in. You got to bust him in, and in. Deep, deep, and deeper. And I would think the same thing for Longoria, because his plate coverage is just awesome.
Even leading off the inning, you still can't even think of making a mistake in the case of Dylan Axelrod. He doesn't want to make it middle in.
But he had it right there. There's a pitch that he'll tell you he should hit out of his ballpark.
Tyler Flowers is sitting low and away. You can see that. Dillon gets one up and on the inner portion. Had a big piece of the plate, but he couldn't get to it, thankfully.
Payoff pitch. Oh, look at the play by Gillespie. Mercy, you got to be kidding me. Wow.
And a great play by Adam Dunn, because that throw pulled the big man off the bag, and he was able to tag Longoria right in the chest. So a redeemer for Conor Gillespie, because he takes away a double away from Longoria. High hop, fair ball all the way, and Adam comes off the bag, but able to not only tag him but secure the baseball.
So here's Loney. He's had a pretty good series. He's 7 for 10. And they told us before game 1 of this series that he has really been hitting the ball. He's been squaring it up.
I think he's found new life with the Rays. They don't look at the deficiency of not hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
And that one is going foul.
What they want him to do is what he can do best, which is he's a great defender. They love the fact that he makes contact and that he sprays the ball around and hits to all fields.
And he's certainly not afraid of driving a big run. He did a lot of that with the Dodgers.
Last 11 games, as you can see, those numbers are like little league numbers, hitting .607. 7 runs batted in, 5 doubles.
Good change right there. Good movement. And when you're hot, Alexei is there. Hit for a second like that, might be a little duck snort. So 2 down. You mentioned Brooks Robinson a moment ago when Connor blew that easy play. That's the only plays that Brooksy used to blow, was an easy play. He made all the great plays Connor just made right there on Longoria. And every now and then, of course, he didn't miss many of them, but every now and then it'd be a routine one hopper that he just dropped.
And that last one, a redeemer for Conor Gillespie, because that was an outstanding effort.
Ryan Roberts, 241, a couple of homers. He's driven in 4. Brooks Robinson, what a great person and what a great player.
He's one of those guys that you always talk about. Don't tell me what you hit, tell me when you hit it.
Oh, yeah.
And late in the game, even if he was 0 for 4, even if you'd handle him real easily with the game on the bases, you couldn't get him out. Not too often.
He was something. And what a guy. First time I met Brooks Robinson was during the season. We went into Baltimore. I went up by the cage as they were hitting. And he was hitting. He went to go hits. He gets out, goes around the bases, comes back. He comes over to me and he looks at me and he says, "Hawk, welcome to the American League. I'm Brooks Robinson."
Nice.
Nice. Almost melted. That's it. Nice inning for Dillon. And he leads it 1-0. Family Chevy dealers for their support of local youth baseball leagues. Local Chevy dealers are supporting over 30,000 young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. Since 2010, Chevy dealers have been providing numerous leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much needed financial support. So, from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. And if you're just tuning in and did not know, every Sunday we will be wearing these 1983 replica retro uniforms. Carlton Fisk throughout the first pitch. And his catcher was Harold Baines. The guys were on that team.
Talking with some of our players
across the street at the depot.
They love the look of this jersey.
Oh, yeah. And it just goes to show you the difference in cultures. When we first came out with these in '83, a lot of the guys did not like them. But then when you go ahead and you win 99 games and win the division by 20, they got to where they love it.
They liked them a lot. A lot of guys like him. And top of the third inning, we're going to have Gordon Beckham up in the booth with us. And he tells me that these are his favorite uniforms.
Look at this. Little serve out into left field. So the leadoff man aboard.
He takes that breaking ball and barely gets the bat on it, but got it out there enough.
Here's Gillespie. 3 for 8 in the series with a homer and a pair of RBIs. He's hitting .315, a couple of homers, and 4 knocked in.
David Price made a calculated decision. He was drafted in 2004 by the Dodgers in the 19th round. Decided not to sign, accept a scholarship to Vanderbilt, major in sociology, and then became the #1 pick overall in June 2007. That got him a few bucks and got him to the big leagues pretty quickly.
Pitch just misses. 1-1. First and 30 right here. Well, that's a B pitch right there. And the count 1-2.
Put it right on the outside corner. And when you're thinking about 95, you're hoping the location isn't a good one. The location was. Tyler Flowers has already made a very good throw in this one to cut down Desmond Jennings in the on-deck circle.
And they got him picked off. But he missed the tag. That's twice Alexei has done it.
It's twice in this same homestand. And Zobrist is arguing with Lance Barrett, but he's going to lose that argument. Joe Madden's going to come out and say, wait a second, the ball beat him by that much. You don't give us the benefit of the play.
Well, in years past, it used to be ball beat runner, runner out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
But no more.
I'll tell you where Zobrist made a mistake. Okay, whether he gets him or not, you can't go back right here and tag him. You see him go back again to tag him. That tells the umpire that Zobrist doesn't think he caught him. Because right back when he went back to tag him, Alexei was already on the bag, and Lobaton not particularly happy. That'll go as a stolen base.
2 beautiful slides by Alexei, taking the arm in and then taking the arm out. Two and 2.
David Price, a very tough pitcher. Normally, situation that cries out for Connor to pull the ball. He's just trying to make some contact. Anything he can do to move Alexi along to third with nobody out. As you can see, runner at second, nobody out. Run expectancy 63% for our boys. Tampa Bay pitchers, well, they give up 67% of the time a run in league average. Right in the neighborhood of both teams.
Big strikeout right there. One down.
Number 21, Tyler Flowers.
So here's Flowers. Tyler hitting at 186, 3 homers. He's driven in 7. 0 for 7 in this series. Right now be a fine time to pick up that first hit.
This is a good but not a great throwing outfield all the way around. So Joe McEwing on anything that makes the outfielder move a bit, he's going to send it.
Breaking ball.
There's a look at Joe. Certainly one of the better third base coaches in all of baseball.
And one day he's going to be one of the better managers in all of baseball. That breaking ball misses.
I was talking with John Gibbons when we were in Toronto, and Joe actually played for John Gibbons before, and we were talking about his managerial prospects, and Joe said, I'm not in a hurry. I'm still a relatively young man.
Longoria bare hands it, and he's got his foot on the bag, and that's out number 2.
Good play by Loney, because a lot of first basemen would have come off the bat. Phil Cuzzy, the umpire, knowing that the ball was going to beat Flowers, all he had to do was look at the leg of Loney, and he was able to make the call. So as we've seen, Longoria, the bare hand throw in one motion, pulls Loney almost off the bag, but he kept the heel on.
So here's D. Wise. Clean. 1 for 2 lifetime off Price. That corner's in close. And a very soft ground ball. And that'll retire the side. We get a break, can't take advantage of it, but we lead at 1-0. A lot of people have been asking about this young man. He's the best second baseman in the American League who's got a bad hand here. Gordon Beckham. Gordon, how's it coming, buddy?
It's going okay. Just been watching a lot of games. It's frustrating.
Crazy,
a little bit, yeah, but it's okay. Got to be a good teammate right now, and that's most important.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Are you able to do everything you want to do outside of obviously holding a bat?
Yeah. I mean, I actually swung the bat today in the training room. With Hermie, just kind of a back and forth type of thing. But yeah, it felt pretty bad today, but it's only 2 weeks out, not even 2 weeks out of surgery, so slowly but surely.
Well, with those hand things, I've had 3 broken hands, and I know it takes a while to get your strength back in it, and it's something that you just got to, you can't try to rush it.
Right.
You've got to take your time and get it back in there. And another thing you got to watch out for, you haven't been throwing any, have you?
Yeah, I have.
A little?
Yeah, I've been throwing. I've been pretty much doing as much as I can. Only problem is I'm not able to do much with the bat. So I've actually been taking some top hand swings and kind of staying loose that way. So I'm not taking this time really light. I want to at least work on some stuff.
That ball hit hard in the center field, but we got a man there. And that's out number 1, so Johnson's retired. Well, you got to make sure you do not change your motion.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to have to learn because it's the first time being on the DL, and it's a little different, obviously, watching every game from the bench, but it's giving me a little bit of perspective, and like I said, I mean, I got to be positive for my teammates and be out there and cheer them on, and that's most important until I get back.
Gordon, you also told me that you had a pretty good idea. That ball skied to right field. Hit well.
High carry. It does. So Lobaton hits a high fly ball, gets up in that wind, and just blows it out of here, and we're tied at 1.
That's the second home run in the series for a guy that's not exactly known for hitting a lot of home runs. Now, he hit 99 of them in the minor leagues. He's now hit 2 in the major leagues, and unfortunately, we've seen them both.
Well, this has been a season that all my years with the White Sox, I've never seen this many injuries.
Yeah, it's been frustrating. I mean, we're hanging in there pretty good though for as many people that have gone down, but we're very excited to
we hang in there. We've had the injuries, and we haven't really played really good defensive ball, and we really haven't hit. So I mean, and we're still right there.
That's kind of what I've from watching from the sidelines. It's a little easier to pick out stuff like that. And you're right. We just haven't played great baseball, but we're still in it.
And you also told me that you had a mental picture of how you looked when things were going pretty well when the season started, spring training and into the season. And how difficult is it going to be to keep that picture and know where your hands were, how that felt, and everything when you come back?
I think in years past I was searching, and I think at the end of last year I just turned a corner. I don't really know how to describe it, but I just felt more comfortable in my skin, felt more comfortable in the field, at the plate, everything. So I got a good idea of what I want to do, and now it's just a matter of having competitive at bats, and even with the first 6 games of the season, I mean, yeah, I got some hits, but I felt like I was in most every at bat. I felt like I was making the pitcher work to get me out, as opposed to just making bad outs like I felt like I did the last couple of years. I felt like I'm having better at bats, and that's most important.
Well, it is, because when you're having a good at bats, it's just a matter of time.
Right.
When you're having bad at bats, now you're in flux, you're in between, and then it can last for a long time.
Yep. Not
with the at bats that you were having, as that pitch is swung on.
Yeah, there's just a calmness that I have now that I didn't have the last couple of years. I just didn't have it. I was, like a chicken with my head, cut off.
What I told you in Minnesota last day?
Right.
Yeah, I told you that's what you lost a little bit. You lost some of those great childlike qualities that you had. And you've had them this year. You had them in spring training. And he gone. 2 down. And when you first got here, you had them. You were like a little kid going out there and playing the game that you love and getting it done. And now this year it looked like you were right back to where you were then.
No, I do. I feel like I've kind of come full circle. And, unfortunately for me, it took a lot of struggle to get back there. But I feel like I'm more myself than I've been in a long time. And, that's exciting for me. I mean, obviously I'm hurt, but it gets me excited to get back as soon as I can and get back on the field.
What's the feeling around the locker room as this team really struggles to consistently keep it together early through all of those early season injuries?
Well, I think I don't know how well documented it is, but we've got a good locker room. We've got a lot of good guys that like to pull for each other, and I think that there's a lot to be said for that. And we're not playing our best baseball. We know that. We're making a lot of errors, and that's kind of surprising for us. But it's still the season's still so young that we don't really know exactly what our identity is going to be. But we're going to hit better, and we're going to feel better. So I got to feel confident about the fact that we're still a couple games back with a lot to go, and we haven't even played near our best baseball. Near.
Well, one of the things about it, if there's a negative side to it, is the fact that we've been getting some really good pitching.
Yeah, that's the one.
You hate to lose that.
That's the one part of the game that we've really. The starting pitching's been great, and I think that the bullpen for the majority of the time has been very good too. So you hate to waste that good pitching, when you're not hitting and you're not fielding. But you've got to look at the positives. There's so many negatives in this game. You can't always look at the negatives.
Well, how's Sully, Gwen, and Grace taking this?
They're okay. My mom wanted a shout out. She says cheese straws will come if she
Tell her she better get them up here.
Yeah, she's real excited about that. But everybody's good, and it's a little different. I think everybody's kind of, because like I said, I haven't ever really been hurt for an extended period of time, and it's different for everybody. Everybody's having to learn in my family.
So the 2-out walk, and here's Matt Joyce. I mentioned he's a pretty good fastball hitter, so you got to be a little dangerous. He has a homer in this series. But are you going to go on the trip with us?
I am. Yeah, I got to go rehab with Herm and just keep working. I mean, I'm going to keep moving around, going out to BP. I'm stretching with the team. I'm doing pretty much everything I can with the team because I think there's something about being around and making sure you're being seen by your teammates, and they know you're working even when you can't play. I think that's important. So
it is important.
I'll be around for sure. And y'all got a nice view up here.
Yeah, this is real nice. Good tickets.
Not only is it a nice view, but it's so easy up here.
Oh God! Yeah, everything's easy when you're not playing.
You can see the pitch.
I might be a Hall of Famer after the time that I've spent on the bench.
I'm telling you, you see those cookies come up here, you don't miss them, you don't pop them up.
Yeah, I can't believe somebody would miss them.
That's popped up. That was a good pitch. Crowded him. And that'll do it. Gordon, thanks for coming up, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And we can't wait till you get back.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks
Gordon
for having me.
Beckham.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, guys.
Pick 7 and Pick 14 plans. You select the games you want, including great matchups, promotional nights, and the Crosstown Classic Series. So visit WhiteSox.com or call 312-674-1000.
And just like that, we've got us a brand new ball game, tied at 1 into the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Top of the order, Piazza, Green, and Rios to face David Price. Look at this. I love it. I love it. A little slap base hit into left field. Little. I'll tell you, Rod Carew was a master at that. Former great second baseman for the Minnesota Twins, Hall of Famer. And Ozzie was really good at that.
Well, you take one step, as you can see, he's actually stepping up in the box, which aids his concentration, knowing that if you're going to take that step, you really have to keep your head down on the ball and just slap it the other way.
Well, what you do also is you keep your hands back when you take that. And that is a great drill for guys who are struggling. And when guys run up in the box like that, in this time zone, nothing very seldom ever happens.
I was going to say that the drill was going to be you getting drilled the next time up.
Well, Scott Pasednik was the only guy we've had that would do that on some sort of consistent basis. And when we got to the Angels, he did it and got a base hit. And the next time he came up, Scioscia had him drilled. Just to let him know he's not going to do that anymore because it's easier to hit that way. Those pitchers used to say when somebody would run up and they'd yell in and say, "Oh, I'm not throwing hard enough, huh? Try this one out." Right underneath your chin. Tyler struck out on a 3-2 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Made a good pitch on him.
There's no doubt that was a perfect pitch. Price threaded the needle on the outside corner. And no complaint at all from Tyler Green.
There's Alex, who singled with 2 out in the first inning, stole second, and then scored on Adam Dunn's single to center. Yeah, Gordon Beckham, I'll tell you, he's going to be going nuts as much as he loves to play this game.
Very difficult thing to do is sit down when, you know, it is his hand, so his legs feel good. Most of his body feels good. And you're sitting there waiting for nature to take his course. The advantage he has, being a very young man, is that it will heal a little more quickly than if you were an older player. But in the meantime, it doesn't make it any less frustrating.
Well, the one thing I worry about is what I ask him. You got to make sure you don't change your throwing motion, because you're not going to use, it's not going to be exactly the way it was with that hand wrapped up like that. And you don't have a glove on. And one of my, I say that from experience, because one of my dearest friends, who was the best talent I've ever seen, not to play in the big leagues, that's how he ruined his career. He threw over 100 miles an hour. There's the thing. He broke his hand because they sent him out in spring training. He was a right-hander, so he hit the door of the manager's office, knocked the door off his hinges with his left hand, broke it. And then when he was rehabbing it, he was throwing on the side, changed his motion, hurt his shoulder when he got back in there, and that was it.
Well, Gordon has a big advantage, and that is that we've seen him throw consistently. He's a natural shortstop, but we've seen him throw from second, and we've seen him throw straight over the top when he has to. We've also seen him throw from the side.
He's got all the angles covered.
So he has a couple of different places to approach that throwing it.
2-1 to count. Alex now with that base hit. 9 for 17 lifetime with a couple of homers against Price.
And Longoria, as he's been doing the entire series, playing the line at third. So there is room to his left.
And that's foul.
But the thought philosophy there is a couple of things. Number one, you got a pitcher who likes to throw cutters and sliders down and into the right-hand hitters. Number two, you can live with the ball to your left, which is a base hit. If a ball gets by you to the right, it's a double. And possibly a run scored with Diaz at first. It's not a bad way to set up, although with Zobrist playing up the middle, there is a lot of room on that left side.
Yes, he did. He's safe, but there's that pitch that you cannot let Price beat you on. That back foot slider or back foot curveball. You got to try to take that away from him.
Lobaton quickly, after the strikeout, doesn't wait around for whatever the umpire is going to call. He just goes to first base. But Diaz back in under the tag.
Here's Polly. He drew a walk. Tried to backdoor him and he missed. And so a quick White Sox hello to the Dameron boys. Robert, Patrick, and of course Mom and Daddy, Bill and Billy. There he goes. No chance.
I'm not sure how quickly Diaz picked up the baseball because it kind of caromed and took a strange angle, but Zobrist, who was floating in back of the play, actually got the ball pretty quickly. So a stolen base for Diaz. Not a particularly good throw by Lobaton. And that's when the ball hits off, it looked like the heel or the glove of Roberts, and bounded away. Actually lands off of Diaz's heel, and then he can't locate the baseball, but couldn't have advanced anyway.
So that's our third stolen base of the game. And Diaz is now 4 for 4 in that category.
I like the fact that Robin is letting these guys go if they think they got a good shot.
Another thing I like too is that there's not any kind of sense of panic at all anywhere in our clubhouse, with the players, with the media. It's just they all understand this is a good ball club, just we have not played good baseball up to this point.
It was so much of a similar situation to last year's club. Last year's club was treading water. Everybody's choice to decimate the division was Detroit. Now this year, a lot of folks think Kansas City is going to challenge them, and that's how it's worked out in the early going, with Kansas City 12-8 and Detroit 12-10. But nobody's going to run away in high, at least for a while. And so if we can tread water with these injuries and get them back, we should be in pretty good shape.
Well, Kansas City, they're going to be there. That's a good ball club. We talked about that in the spring. That's a very good ball club. And
well, they've improved their starting rotation, which is the area last year when Dayton Moore looked at that team and he saw a 5.04 starting pitcher ERA. He went, okay, I think my youngsters will hit, but I've got to do something. So James Shields came, Wade Davis came, Irvin Santana came, and it's 60% of a brand new rotation. The rotation's pretty strong now. Plus,
well,
that
also
bullpen
it's the
was
individuals they
overstrong.
brought in. The end of James Shields. That ball hit deep, way back. Rodriguez looks up. You can't pin the ball. Yes. Sox lead it 3-1. First.
Early in the ball game, we talked about how Price gets hurt middle in, and he gets hurt with cutters or sliders that don't get there. And that's exactly what just went out of the ballpark, as Price left it rolling over the middle of the plate, and Paulie took it out. That's his fourth. He's driven in 14. And he's given Axelrod 2 to work with.
Adam, that RBI single in the first, picked up his 11th RBI. There's another roller, and the count 2-0. As we speak, Kansas City leading Cleveland 2-0, top of the fourth at Kauffman Stadium.
That's Guthrie going to the mound for Kansas City.
The 2-1 pitch. And a full count. Just a roller, getting me over, pops it up. But not before the 2-run homer by Paulie. After 3, Sox lead it by 2.
Given up out on the next homestand, which is May 11th against the Angels. A very abbreviated homestand. Then it's back on the road. After today, Sox play 15 of their next 18 on the road. But of course, after that 2-run homer, that bobblehead has no worries whatsoever. And there's the regular Paul Konerko, who is not going to be given away on May 11th.
Next thing I'm going to ask you.
That was Paulie's 426th home run, tying him with Billy Williams. Sweet swinging Billy Williams. Three, 5-1 for our guys. 1-1-0 for their guys. But here's Zobrist. Called out on a 3-2 fastball. And that's softly hit out there, and it's going to fall.
Well, this was probably going to be a tough inning anyway. Second time through the lineup and the middle of a very tough order. And after a couple of runs, Dillon is really going to get his concentration and maybe get Longoria to ground into a double play. Longoria in 90 at bats this year has only grounded into one double play.
He was robbed of extra bases on a brilliant play by Gillespie. And if you missed it,
Is taking that high hop, and then Adam on the other side of the equation puts the tag on.
Two and 0 the count. He looks like he is all over Dillon. Of course, he looks like he is all over most guys.
I haven't seen him out on the front foot too much, and we've seen great plate coverage in this series.
He's got the hang time. That motion of his approach to the pitch. And he just flips it away. He knows he had a good pitch to hit. One out. And post-game traffic, no. Party at Bacardi at the Park, yes. Open after every home game at U.S. Cellular Field at the Gate 5 Plaza. Bacardi at the Park, so get your friends and give them a visit. Loney hit a little looper. Looked like it might have a chance to fall in, but Alexi made an easy play up. Don't want to keep falling behind these guys 2-0.
Especially the way Loney's been swinging the bat. Because he's good enough when you're ahead of him, let alone falling behind when he can become a zone hitter.
Pretty good lead. And it counts 3-0.
Now, if you don't have a home run hitter, and Loney is not a home run hitter, he does have one. Do you give him a 3-0 green light here with an out?
Oh, yeah. The way he's swinging the bat. I tell him, you do what you want to do up there, unless I give you the don't swing sign. And he pops him up. Pitch inside.
That's not what Joe Madden had in mind when he allowed him to swing 3-0. But a good spot for a ball right in under the hands of Loney.
And he gets the old traditional pat on the behind from Joe Madden.
And you took your shot. Didn't work out this time.
Yeah, when you get a guy swinging the bat like that, or you get a guy like Canero, that's, hey, Paulie, you do what you want to do. Unless you look down there and you see tape. Outside of that, you do what you want to do. Nice backhand. Nice. Pitches over the leadoff single. Look at the bottom of the fourth. It is 3-1. Good guys. InsuranceTV.com, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, visit JeffVuk.com, and Nationwide is on your side. Alexei, a little soft sink and a stolen base with a gorgeous slide.
Well, pretty soon it's going to go into the advanced scouting report, that particular slide. Then you're going to see guys lunging at him with two hands to make sure that he can't give you that left hand, take it away, and then roll and touch the bag with his right. In the meantime, he's 2 for 2 doing that.
Well, Orioles and Angels had a second baseman. If he did it to him once and he tried it again, he might walk out there with a broken arm.
Bobby Grich was not fun to slide into if you slid head first. He would do his best to bury you right where you slid, whether it was coming back to the bag on a pickoff or sliding into second on a stolen base. He'd just plant that knee and try to lodge it right between your neck and the bottom part of your clap.
There's a ground ball rounded off nicely by Zobrist, and makes a good play. He has played every position for the Rays except catcher and pitcher. And if you wanted to see that slide, you missed it. Let's check it out. Watch him go in. Put
Big
it in.
thing is going back that last time by Zobrist. Take your swipe. Try to sell the umpire on the fact that you tagged him. But if you go back, especially with his foot on the bag, you're not going to get the benefit of the call.
Here's Gillespie. Yeah, Bobby Grich was just about as tough a second baseman as there's been in this league in the last 50 years.
Yes, sir. Big, too. For that position. Big, strong guy.
And when you were at second base and you were taking the lead and you were taking a little bit too much, Bobby would come over, they'd throw it in there, and he would block the bag with his knee. If you tried to do anything, he wouldn't try to get you out. He'd try to hurt you. That's foul. 2-2 the count to Gillespie.
Sox hitters would just as soon put a little more pressure on Price in this inning and get that pitch count as close to 80 as they can before he gets out of the fourth. Right now he's going to deliver his 70th pitch of the afternoon, which hastens his departure.
Two down. 5 strikeouts now for Price, and that'll bring up Tyler, who grounded out softly to third.
Tom Hallion leaving nothing to the imagination on that called third. He gives you that definitive, demonstrative called third strike.
You know, he's telling you to grab some bench. First pitch strike. Pulled the string on him, had him way out in front.
It's one of the better changeups that Price has thrown today. Hasn't thrown all that many of them. And he got hurt on a rolling breaking ball.
And he gone. 1, 2, 3 inning. We'll go to the 5th, leading 3-1.
Better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. Member FDIC.
Top of the fifth inning. 1-2-0 for their guys. 3-5-1 for our guys. It'll be Johnson, Lobaton, and Rodriguez. Lower third of their order. Kelly Johnson went out to Wise in center field. Another 2-0 count.
Well, so far, Dillon's been able to escape. He's only given up the 2 hits, the 1 run, and only 1 walk. But he's in danger of that second walk, and the leadoff walk is usually fairly destructive.
There's 1. There's 2.
Johnson, who had 4 hits in last night's game, starting to swing that bat pretty well.
And he comes back from the 3-0 count with a count of corn to left field. You know, Robin put it the best. If you take a guy like Dylan Axelrod and you take his glove and put it on the other hand and let him be a left-hander,
he could be a star.
Well, with that stuff he's got, you would call him a crafty left-hander.
You would. But there's no crafty right-hander.
There's no crafty right-handers.
I know. Also, the fact that such a small percent of the population is left-handed, that baseball has always taken left-handers any size that they can get.
That's high into right center field. So Lobaton, who hit a high fly ball, got up in that wind and took it right out of here for a homer in the third, is now 1 for 2.
If you're looking for right-handed starters that aren't particularly big men, they are few and far between. Used to be the best right-handed starters were around 6'1", 6'2", maybe. Now we see right-handed starters up at 6'4", 6'5", sometimes 6'6". And they usually defer to the bigger guys, thinking that eventually they're going to be more durable. So Dillon has had to prove himself every place he's ever gone.
Rodriguez, it's that high, and that's going to try to come back, but it won't get there. Well, he's one of those guys, you know, that I love. The guys from the 8th to the 15th or 16th round. That those guys have had to compete. Your first round, second round, third round, fourth round pitchers, a lot of those guys hadn't had to compete that much because their stuff just overwhelmed everybody. But once you get down and past that 8th round or around there and then on down from there on out, those guys have had to compete.
And it's been a little different for Axelrod, who was released by San Diego. Then pitched in an independent league, trying to find his way back. Finally, the Sox did give him a chance. But that's all they gave him, was a chance. No promises. Here's a uniform. Show me what you can do.
That ball hit into left field, deep. But we got a man there. A 1-2-3 inning. We're halfway home, leading by 2.
for a better banking experience for everyone. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. Member FDIC. And
Wayne Wise will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
it's really turned into a beautiful day here at the ballpark, although the temperature is about 55 degrees. It is sun splashed. Started out a little overcast, but not to worry. It's always sunny here in Chicago.
Well, the middle of home plate all the way around down the third baseline, it is gorgeous. Middle of home plate all the way down first baseline, a little chilly.
Nice crowd here today. It's family day once again. And that's always a wonderful day at the ballpark. You've got discounted tickets so everybody can afford it. Parking is very inexpensive. And so you can bring your family to the ballpark and not break the budget. And I think a lot of fans have taken advantage of that today, because we look around, it's probably our best crowd of the homestand by far.
There's a little soft looper for out number 1.
Family Sundays, you can get autographs by Ed Farmer, Darren Jackson, my partner Ken Harrelson, and occasionally I will also show up.
So here's Diaz, 1 for 2 with a stolen base and a run scored.
I'd like to pass along best wishes to the Canine Sox Club. Looking on in Scottsdale, Layla, Larry, and Sanders.
Ouch. Off his foot or leg.
Just like in Scottsdale, his dogs are barking. Hermie coming out now. He wants a word with the Ozzy. See if he's okay. Take another look at it. Right off the front of the toe on the right foot.
And let's take a look at his last at bat. Watch this base hit. Thing of beauty.
Well, he cleared that front foot so that if he did follow it straight down, he wasn't going to hit the front foot that time.
The only thing you've got to watch out there, and most of the time you'll get away with it because it's not done that often,
out
is
of the box.
being out of the box.
Yeah. And most umpires won't bother calling that one.
So he is shaking it off for most of it.
Did you look forward to that heated up piece of steel that she used to use to
paperclip,
eliminate the pain in that foot, maybe put it into the nail and then
paperclip?
Yeah, that felt good, huh?
Oh, yeah. In fact, the last time I had a bat that I swung at a baseball with was in a cage. I think they call it hackers down in Mishawaka, South Bend. And I'd had a bet with a couple of guys. They bet me I still couldn't hit it out of the ballpark. So I went over there to take 15 or 20 swings. And the last swing I took, I hit it right off my left big toe. I hit it solid too, right off my left big toe, and I went home. And I'll tell you what, that thing was killing me. So I got my paper clip out, and the time I smoked, and I lit that cigarette lighter, got that thing red hot, and stuck it right through the nail. And that stuff came firing out of there right up on the ceiling.
Just the thought of that is horrible.
But after that, it was all good.
Real good.
All good.
Except for the cleanup.
Yeah, I had to do that. Harris wouldn't do it. The 2-2. This full.
Well, ready to deliver pitch number 85, and we're not through the fifth. So we're going to see that bullpen. Now, Matt Moore in last night's game went 6, and he was over 100 pitches, but he was in command. So for him at that point with a big lead, easy to take him out. But this one, the lead not so big. And that's why you want to see this pitch count for Price get to be anywhere from 105 to 110 as quickly as you can, and watch Joe Madden go to his bullpen. That was not a good strike. Tom Hallion rang up the odds, but you'll see here, take a look at where 7 appears.
Wow.
Even Lobaton, who caught it, actually did a nice job, but he brought it back so far, you very rarely get the call on that.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. So here's Tyler. He's over 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 call. Could not lay off that back foot. Breaking ball. That's the one pitch that right-handers have got to learn how to take away from good left-handers. It's easier said than done. Two out and the 0-2 pitch. We have completed 5 and we lead it by 2. Three, 5, and 1 for our Sox. 1-2-0 for their Rays. Top of the order, Jennings, Joyce, and Zobrist.
Dillon wants to save himself some big problems. He'll retire Jennings at the top of this one and not help set the table for the big boys in the middle.
Minnesota leading Texas 3-0, bottom of the 6th at Target Field. Kansas City shutting out Cleveland 4-0, top of the 6th at Royal Stadium. That ball hit well into center field. Be wise, can't get there. So the leadoff double. That's his 7th two-bagger.
Jennings awfully strong, and Dwayne Wise playing a shallow center field cannot catch up to it. It's a slider that doesn't do a whole lot, and Jennings crushes it one hop out of the ballpark. This sets up perfectly for Joyce, who's been trying to pull everything the entire series.
He is 0 for 2 today. Way out in front, cues it right off the end of the bat. High and wide, 1-1.
Last year, the real oddity for Joyce is when Joe Madden used him in the middle of the lineup, he didn't do very much. When he used him in the bottom part of the lineup, he had 337. And now Joe is using him in the top part of the lineup. So last year, Madden used 151 different lineups. And this year, because of injuries and because of different additions to his team, he's probably on a pace to do something similar. Other guys accuse him of maybe pulling the names out of a hat, but there is a method to his madness.
Well, when you have a set ball club, it means one of two things. You're either really good, you got a huge payroll, or it means you're really young and you're not going to win many games.
And Joe's team is always in contention, and add that to a few early season injuries. And he would love to be able to write guys in the lineup every day, like Longoria in the 4 spot, more times than not Zobrist in the 3 spot, and now Loney hitting the way he is in the 5 spot. But it doesn't work out that way for everybody.
No walking. Full count.
Then Zobrist in the on-deck circle. Zobrist hit his 2nd home run of the year last night in the 1st inning.
Get foul. Get foul. Get foul. This game is tied at 3.
The wind seemed to push that ball back into fair territory inside the foul pole. Bill Cuzzy took a look at it. And the 4th home run of the year for Joyce. He's now driven in 6.
2nd homer of this series.
Maxwell tries to get the ball inside, can't get it far enough inside, and the ball hugs the line all the way.
So a 3-3 tie. There's a strike. Well, talking about Joyce hitting well at the bottom of the lineup. Hitters are no different than pitchers. You got some guys that can't pitch and get the final 25th, 6th, and 7th outs. got some hitters that can't hit in the third, fourth, or fifth spot.
Yeah, tough spot. You're going to ask to be the run producer, and normally your number 3 hitter ostensibly is your best hitter on the ball club. That's ideally what you're looking for. And then 4 and 5 are your run producers.
Well, the only reason that you would not hit your best hitter third would be because you had some real good protection behind you. Because you want to hit your best hitter third, especially if you don't have a set lineup on it, because he's going to get more bats.
Well, you also get him up in the first inning where the,
that's what I just said.
The pitcher's most vulnerable.
You're going to get more at bats. When he hits the third, you know he's going to get a bat right off the bat. Outfield. Straight up. One and two the count to Longoria, who has been robbed of extra bases on a beautiful play by Gillespie, and then he had a good pitch to hit. Fly to center. Loney on deck. Off day tomorrow, and then we could head on out to Texas tomorrow night. Got him. 2 down. Sox fans, join us on Saturday, May 11th at 6:10 as our Sox take on the Angels. Also, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Paul Konerko bobblehead presented by Pepsi. That's Saturday, May 11th. On Tuesday, Jose Quintana, who has been pitching so well against Yu Darvish. Quintana 2-0 with a 2.78. Darvish 4-1 with a 1.65. He's the man with 7 pitches that can get him all over the plate. That game will be over Comcast Sports now. On Wednesday, Chris Sale against Nick Tepish. Sale 2-2. Tepish 2-1. And that game will be over WCIU Channel 26. Thursday, Jake Peavy against Justin Grimm. Jake 3-1 against Grimm, who's 2-0. That ball hit hard right at. So that's a hang wolf from Filoni. But the 2-run homer by Matt Joyce. And we are tied at 3.
Our pitcher's defense. Chris Sale made just an outstanding play. And today, Dylan Axelrod was able to flag one down to get out of the inning. So, for the most part, the defense is starting to come around. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Rios, Canerco, and Dunn. Alex 1 for 2, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored.
Getting the leadoff man on was the key for the Rays last inning. Let's see if the Sox can duplicate.
Change up. Looked like he tried to turn that one over almost like a screwball. Meanwhile, the count 1-2. High pop-up.
In the third inning, Paulie came through with our 4th drive of the game. It's a rolling slider. Hitting his 4th home run of the year at the time. Putting the ball club up 3-1. Only to see Matt Joyce on his 2-run homer tie it at 3.
Now field straight up, spread out. Could not check it up. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That last one had a little late movement on it. They just dove right away from Paulie. All ready to deliver pitch number 95.
There it was again, another one. It's a good change up. So 2 down. And season tickets for the White Sox have been greatly reduced for the season. Purchase a season ticket plan to gain access to the best seats at the best price with the most benefits. So 312-674-1000 or whitesox.com. Here's Adam. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 2-out RBI single in the first inning, knocking in Rios. 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
And one thing that Price has been able to do all game is keep that velocity consistent from the first pitch till that last one.
In 2012 Cy Young Award winner David Price. Two and one.
Left one over the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
Big guy swung right through it. This is a mistake by Price, but Sometimes you get away with it. Lobaton wants it on the outside corner, and Price misses with it right down the middle.
Full count with Alexei on deck. And that's ball 4.
We'll put a few more pitches on the slate as he's over the century mark.
Just the second walk issued by Price, and here's Alexei, who's 1 for 2. First and 30, Alexei. Or take him out of here. Obviously, 1 homer in the season.
He's hit a couple of others pretty hard, but he's getting around too quickly and yanking him into the seats. So maybe that fastball will keep it between the lines.
Tops that one foul. Final game of the series, final game of this homestand. Good layoff right there. 2-1.
As usually happens, the homestands go very quickly and the road trips take a long time. And with 15 of 18 coming up on the road, it's going to be a time, as far as the Sox are concerned, where they just want to stay afloat.
Got in on him, ate him up, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 7th, tied at 3.
Bring Nate Jones into the game. Jones at 0-1, the ERA a fine 2.79, on for the 10th time. And Dillon will get yet another no decision in a well-pitched game. So Jones coming on to get through the bottom part of the order, turn it over the offense, and maybe retake the lead. But first things first.
He outpitched Justin Masterson in his last start. I'll tell you, he's our crafty right-hander.
He's pitched very well, and
yes,
certainly
he has.
A whole lot better than 0-1 would indicate in his 5 starts.
Roberts 0 for 2. He's going out to right and bounced back to the pitcher. Well, made a good play on it. There's a strike. 2-2.
That last pitch absolutely unhittable. Take a look at the outside corner. At 96, nobody's going to hit that one.
No walks. Come on, Nate. Ate him up.
So quickly, 1 out, and that'll bring up Kelly Johnson, who's 0 for 2.
Kelly Johnson.
Kelly has gone out to center, and he's gone out to left. For 5 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. It's a tough little cookie.
Times during the course of Johnson's career, they wondered about his glove. Normally his bat was pretty good, and he's always shown periodic spurts of power.
Foul back into the upper tank.
Johnson had 26 home runs in 2010 with Arizona, where he hit 284. So he's a lifetime 255 hitter. He had 16 home runs last year, 18 in 11, 26 in 10.
Johnny Danks will be pitching on Thursday in Birmingham. Not St. Louis. Guys at Birmingham, we got a good-looking infielder down there, Marcus Simeon.
He's one of the few guys that got hitting over 300.
Yeah, he's a good-looking player. He's just 22 years old. He gone. Yeah, Marcus, he impressed me a lot in spring training.
Well, it's a good sign that John is going and pitching in the minor leagues instead of extended spring again. It shows that they feel that the arm has come along to the point where now he needs to get real game experience, not anything that you do in extended spring. Get him into a game that's meaningful for all the guys on both sides, and let's see what John can do.
There's a strike. Lobaton 1 for 2, a homer in the 3rd inning.
Nate is just reaching back and throwing it right by a lot of these hitters. That time, no way Lobaton is going to catch up with 97 on the inner portion.
Yeah, Simeon hitting at .310 down there, a couple homers, 9 RBIs. Got to get our boy Trace Thompson on track. He's off to a slow start. Yeah, he's going to be a good one. Charlotte, Josh Fegley. Good looking young catcher. Is that Mobble now controlled? Nice play by Adam. And a good inning for Nate. 7th inning stretch. We're tied at 3.
Is proud to bring you all the scores.
We got ourselves a 3-3 tie here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Connor Gillespie is looking for a little contact. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And with Price now well over the 100 mark, let's see if he gets vulnerable here in the bottom of the 7th.
Lower third of our order, Gillespie, Flowers, and Wise. Gillespie 0 for 2 with a couple of punch outs. Takes ball 1.
We saw Jake McGee last night. Hard-throwing left-hander.
He can rush it up there.
Give up a couple of hits and fan 3 in his 1 inning of work.
One to count. They win it on. Cubs were leading the Marlins. Marlins came back and won it 6-4. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 3-2. Boy, that club really crippled up.
And he had Mariano Rivera, who had 1 night off, picks up his 9th save of the year. The ageless wonder.
I love that guy.
What a pitcher.
I love it. And he did it. He did it on the biggest stage in baseball.
Yeah.
Because they had the stage to do it in. First of all, they had the postseason play, and then they had the Big Apple. I mean, just.
Well, there are times when you look at Mariano out on the mound, he looks like he's falling asleep. He's the least affected of all the closers I've ever seen.
That ball hit hard, base hit, that a boy. And the White Sox and Athletico Physical Therapy both understand the importance of injury prevention in players and fans' daily activities. Visit Athletico.com blog for injury prevention tips. Athletico Physical Therapy, the official physical therapy provider of the White Sox. Athletico, better for everybody.
It's a go-ahead run out at first base. And a good at bat for Gillespie.
Tyler is grounded to third. Soft ground ball and strikeout. Pull the string on him, had him way out in front. Yeah, in my mind, I think it's probably been decided. And again, for the stage that he had to do it up to this point, got to go down as the greatest reliever in baseball history.
Let's look at the volume. And the appearances and the saves. And the pressure and everything he's had to deal with.
And you know the amazing thing about it, again, you and I both just can't hardly believe 99% one-pitch pitcher.
He is the single greatest one-pitch pitcher in the history of this game.
No question. No question. There he goes. There's a shot caught, and they're going to double. That's a hang. That's just a bad luck right there. That's a bullet by Tyler. Wow. That's a hang with him.
Well, I like Robin's thinking, trying to make something happen, getting Tyler to concentrate more on the at-bat. He sends Gillespie, who doesn't have great speed, but you don't have to have great speed on the hit and run. And unfortunately, it's right at Zobrist. Turns into an easy 2.
Well, here's Wise. He's grounded to first, and a little loop out to Zobrist.
And they're in at the corners trying to take away a bunt.
Yeah, they're going to play most left-handed hitters in at the corners against Price.
This has got to be his last. He's going to deliver pitch number 115. I would assume that it will be McGee. David Price just picked up the biggest break of the ball game, because that was absolutely a scorcher off the bat of Flowers.
Well, again, you called it right, because Robin was trying to get Tyler out of whatever thought process he was in, because it hadn't been any good. And this way he makes him commit to swinging the bat at a pitch regardless of where it is. And they wanted that one, didn't get it. And that's what managers will do with guys who are scuffling like Tyler's been. When they get a chance, put the hit and run on. And all he did was just hit a rocket.
Unfortunately, Zobrist was right there.
It takes mechanics out of play when a manager does it. Little comebacker. All right, we'll go to the 8th, still tied at 3. Got Rodriguez and back to the top of the order with Jennings and Joyce.
And between innings, we will show you David Price and what he did between innings. He was not a happy man as he went to the bench, despite the fact that he came out of that inning unscathed. He felt he got squeezed on a pitch, I believe. That's what he wanted. Pretty good pitch, but sometimes you just don't get it.
As popped up in the short center field, and come on, no.
And probably the irony of that play is that Wise has played the short center field all day long. Now in the situation that the ball club is in, playing in a no double set, he's playing a deep center field, and Rodriguez just dumps it in front of him.
Well, Tom Hagen's had a good day behind the plate. He's seen over a couple hundred pitches, and he's probably only missed 3 or 4.
He has had a good day behind the plate. And that reaction was just ridiculous because he got out of the inning without giving up anything. And umpires miss pitches, and pitchers hang sliders.
Well, again, we're coming in here 10 and 13, and you know I love to, if it's warranted, I will say what I think about the umpires. But we have not had a bad umpire game behind the plate yet this year.
I think they've been exceptionally good. That's a real bad bunt only because of the technique, and it's not the technique taught in this or any other organization. Watch him bring the bat back and drop the head of the bat down. You got to get in the front of the box and keep the head of the bat up so that you can bunt the ball down. When you drop the head, you're going to pop it straight up.
I told Larry Barnett, one of the supervisors, the other day, yes, Larry, we have not had a bad game. And he looked shocked when I said that. Wish we could blame some of them, some of those 13 losses, but we can't. Jennings has reached on an error, walked, and doubled and scored.
Rodriguez 1 for 1 in stolen bases.
Got a decent lead. And he pops him up. Fighting the sun, 1 out. We just got to stay away from Longoria in this inning. And a reminder, first 10,000 children 13 and under will receive a White Sox wall cling on Sunday, May 26th, presented by Radio Disney. Radio Disney Chicago. Your music, your way. Here's Joyce. 1 for 3. That 2-run homer to tie the game coming in the 6th inning. Two and 0. As we talked about, this guy's a pretty good fastball hitter.
Joel Peralta loosening up in the pen. We've seen him a couple times in the series. He's got a very good splitter.
There's a nice change of pace on a 2-0 count from Nate.
That lead just about a step longer. First base by Rodriguez. And Nate notices it. Chases him back. Not a great move, but lets him know that he's thinking about him.
That's not good. 3-1, and the runner advances.
Wild pitch. It's a slider. It's in the dirt. And this ball gets away easily. So Jones with his second wild pitch puts the go-ahead run out at second base.
And Joyce has got the catbird seat. Another change up, and that's ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Sox pitching. No, check that second. Well, Jennings in the 3rd inning. So here's Zobrist. 1 for 3, a little duck snort single. High and wide.
First and second, 1 out. Tampa Bay scores 50% of the time. Our pitchers allow runs 31% of the time, and that's pretty good with the league average is 38%. one of the guys who is not going to figure in this one. The opening game starter this series for Tampa Bay, Jeremy Hellickson, has been ejected from the game. Might have joined in on the displeasure of David Price on that one call by Tom Hallion.
All you pitchers are like, you want everything that's thrown up there. If it's caught by the catcher, you want it to strike.
Not necessarily.
Oh yeah.
We allow for swings that might not be caught by the catcher.
Wham, wham, wham. David usually, from what I've seen of him, usually keeps his composure pretty well. You don't win a Cy Young by losing your composure too much. Close. Didn't get it. 2-2.
Unless Zobrist can hit into a double play, which would be really nice, we're going to have to face Longoria at his inning.
Yeah, that's the perfect world is what we need him to roll over on one. One out. Back through the middle base hit. Got a wild pitch in the walk, and they lead it 4-3.
RBI number 18, Ben Zobrist. This man is some hitter, especially late. Takes it right back up the middle. And unfortunately, a couple of what you might call unforced errors come back to haunt Nate Jones this inning, and he'll be given a chance to retire Longoria.
Well, Zobrist is doing what he's supposed to do. He's got great protection in Longoria, and he's supposed to hit, but he has put himself in the upper echelon of players in this league since he's been with Tampa Bay.
There's no doubt he's one of the more valuable guys on this team, not only because of his versatility, but because of the fact that being a switch hitter, he's always facing the opposing pitcher from the best side, and he's putting a man on a lot of times ahead of their leading run producer.
So 1 out, 2 on. 4-6-0 for them, 3-6-1 for us. 22,677. Beautiful day here in the city, beautiful. This is not what you want to see, a 2-0 count to Evan Longoria.
Right, you've got a guy now squeezing the sawdust out of the bat, looking for something that he can drive. He probably doesn't particularly care where it is as long as it's a fastball. And it's going to be an away fastball.
As a hitter, most guys don't like that. So I think it's a pretty good move. We'll see. But you got to throw a strike, and now the count's 3-0. Better not make it a cookie. Taking all the way.
Surprising because the 3-0 green light was given to Loney back in the 4th. But Longoria never took the bat off his shoulder.
Sometimes a hitter will do that on his own, even if he's got the green light. Another walk.
Now you're undoubtedly going to see Matt Thornton as he comes on to face James Loney. And there is a call by Robin.
Well, the way Loney's swinging the bat, he doesn't care who's out.
The bases full of Rays. Control issues once again for Nate Jones, who hasn't had all that many this year. So as Thornton comes in, we'll step out and be back after these messages.
List for free and receive the White Sox Wire email newsletter along with exclusive ticket offers, video sneak peeks, breaking news alerts, and more. Visit whitesox.com/blacklist to register.
Matt Thornton comes into the ball game with the bases loaded, no margin for error, and Thornton is 0-1 ERA, a little over 4 on for the 11th time. He'll be looking at James Loney, who for 3 years from 2008 through 2010 led the major leagues in RBIs with runners in scoring position. Had 161 of them.
Loney 0 for 3 last time up, hit a rocket right to Piazza in left field. Oh, he got a cookie right there, just a rolling breaking ball, and pops it up, and nobody's going anywhere. We caught a break right there.
James Loney a little over anxious as Matt hangs a breaking ball right over the middle of the plate, and Loney realizing immediately that that's not deep enough to do anything.
Big out right here. And here comes Robin as he knows it.
He's got Jesse Crane throwing in the pen. Robin taking a long, slow walk to the mound.
So he's going to talk to Matt, Jesse. Looks like he is, as they say, heating up in earnest down in that pen. Jesse's been throwing the ball well.
And Robin just wanted to waste as much time as he could on the mound to get Jesse about 4 or 5 extra pitches.
So Matt will depart. Jesse Crane comes on, and we'll be back.
8-0 on to the 13th time. That leads the team in appearances. He inherits the bases loaded the same way that Matt Thornton inherited them. He's going to face Ryan Roberts. As Joe Madden is also playing with a short bench. Miguel Escobar, their everyday shortstop, he's got a tweaked hamstring, so with tomorrow off for the Rays, and decided not to play him in this series and give him that extra off day, so he's going to stay with Roberts against Crane.
Roberts has gone out to right, bounced back to the pitcher, and popped up to third. You know, we have been fortunate in the respect of almost every team we played, every series, we have caught them with one or two or more of their good players down, and we still haven't been able to do anything with them. But we will when it gets sorted out. It's fouled back.
Biggest break we got at Toronto was Bautista wasn't in that series. We did split with them.
Yeah, when you play them without Reyes and Bautista, especially Bautista,
it takes a whole lot away from their ball club.
Curveball. Yes. He'll do drop in right there.
Talking to Jesse about his last appearance, and he said that big curveball is one he couldn't get over the plate, knowing that if he could, he'd put the hitter away. But that one, he did get over the plate.
Good try. Just missed. Sacks packed with Floridians. He's looking dead red right here. And he gets the hook. Four 6-0 for Tampa Bay. 3-6-1 for our Sox. Two and two. Take him right here. You don't want to go full.
Going for a little slider on the outside corner, and he missed with it, so now everybody will be going as Jesse tries to put away Ryan Roberts.
Payoff pick. Outfield bunch just a bit, straight up. And once again, the 3-2. And once again, a souvenir.
Pretty good at bat so far by Ryan Roberts. He'll be looking at his ninth pitch. And the runners once again will be going.
That's into right field. Coming on strong. Yeah, oh, he drops it.
It's most likely going to go E9. And that is one that Alex Rios would tell you he should have had. Roberts helps him out because he swings at ball 4. Gets it off the end of the bat. And it carries to Rios, who just misses it.
So the one walk comes around to score. They put 2 on the board and they lead it on that play, 6-3.
Another couple of errors today, giving our ball club 16 for the year. By contrast, Tampa has 9.
Well, we just have not played well. It's just that simple. That's how simple it is. One thing we have done this year, though, is pitch well.
Dylan Axelrod almost each and every time has been terrific, as is Quintana. So we're getting a lot of production from 4 and 5 in the rotation. Gavin has struggled this year, but Sale and Peavy have been very good. So the rotation, most of it anyway, thrown great.
He gets him. They put a crooked number up on that board and they lead us 6-3.
Gets even at 6. 2 errors for the Sox. The first one not costly at all. The second one very costly. Bryce, 7 innings. He's out of the ball game. 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 Ks, and a couple of walks. Paulie hit number 426, a 2-run homer in the third, which at the time gave Sox a 3-1 lead. So Joel Peralta comes into the game. It's the third time we've seen him in the series. 0-1 ERA, a little over 2, on for the 11th time.
All right, boys, let's give him a finish right here. Start us off, Alejandro. He's 1 for 3. A single, stolen base, and a run scored. Takes first pitch strike. This guy is not going to overpower you, but Stevie told you he's got a splitter and he will throw it.
An overhand curve, and just about the time you start looking for all that soft stuff he has, he throws a 91-mile-an-hour fastball that looks a whole lot faster. And with this visibility, it's going to even look faster than that.
One and one to count. Yeah, that's the first error of Alex all year. He's been superb out there in right field. There's that overhand hook. 1-2. And there's a splitter.
Samfold has come in the game defensively and left.
So here's Tyler Green. He's glad to see David Price out of there. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Peralta, a very durable reliever. Most appearances of any American League reliever over the last couple of years. Appeared in 147 games. And he's on a pace probably to do another big year this year. And there is Ronte Heath throwing in the pen. Just brought back to the ball club as Gavin Floyd was disabled. Outfield straightaway, not overly deep.
Well, a guy like this drives a lot of certain hitters crazy. A little of this, a little of that, a little of this.
He stays in the strike zone. He's pretty difficult to deal with because you might even guess the pitch, you just can't guess the velocity.
Seems you're always out in front of his off-speed stuff and just a little
Just
behind his fastball.
He's tardy on that 90, which is probably major league average right now.
I hated to do it against guys like that. Among others. Start us off right here, Tyler. Ball 4, base hit, buddy. There you go. There you go. Let's go, boys. And you can follow our Sox with MLB.com at bat for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get the latest scores, stats, highlights, and more. Text AtBat to 31826. That's 31826. So good speed aboard, and here is Alex. Alex is 1 for 3 with a stolen base, his 5th of the year, and a run scored. He has faced Peralta 8 times, and he is 1 for 8. Pretty good lead. And there's first pitch strike. This should be a rack 'em up. It is, and we'll go to the ninth.
His first as a starter. He's continued that trend in 2013. 2-0 in 3 starts with a 2.03 ERA. He's allowed 16 hits, only 7 walks, and 21 strikeouts in just over 21 innings pitched at home. This is brought to you by Xfinity Home. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home. Total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most. So Heath comes into the ball game, and he would love a 1-2-3 ninth. Those are the numbers from last year. He appeared in 3 games and didn't give up too much.
Outfielder straight up, about equidistant. Breaking ball strike. Lobaton 1 for 3, a homer, his second of the series. Back in the 3rd inning. Guante, 27 years old. Backdoor hook.
You never know when you're going to get your opportunity, but when you do, you want to make the most of it, and this is the opportunity for Heath.
Yeah, he was born in Atlanta, now resides in Decatur. 6'4", 240 pounds. Down in Charlotte, Guante was 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA in 5 appearances. 9 innings, 6 hits, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. No walks, no walks. Full count. He goes.
Good fastball. Threw it in a perfect spot and quickly one out. It's their closer, Fernando Rodney, throwing in the pen.
And here's Sam Falls.
Rodney this year has been a mere mortal with his ERA. For him, otherworldly, 491.
And that's into right center field.
Today's game's available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting and is provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station.
Jennings reached on an error, walked, doubled, scored, and popped up to the infield. Checks it up and takes a strike. For our guys in the ninth, we got some guys can put a crooked number up there. Konerko, Dunn, Alexei, Gillespie. Hopefully a couple more. One and two the count. Split doubleheader in Kansas City. Royals won game 1 9-0. Guthrie 3-0 over Masterson. Game 2 it'll be Kluber against Smith. And tonight Atlanta taking on the Tigers at Comerica Park. Minnesota shuts out Texas 5-0. Correa over Ogando. 5-9-0 for the Twinkies. 0-7-0 for the Wranglers. Washington in trouble at home. Bottom of the ninth. Cincinnati leading 5-2. So good speed aboard. Fourth walk issued by Sox pitcher. And here's Matt Joyce, a 2-run homer in the 6th inning that tied the game at 3. He also walked last inning and scored. Joyce, Zobrist, Longoria, and Loney have been a pain in the behinds in this series.
Middle of the order has done a terrific job for this team, and yet if they do hold on, it'll be a 2-2 split. The oddity was our 1 and 2 beat their 3 and 4 the first 2 games of the series, and their 1 and 2, if this holds up, will have beaten our 3 and 4 in the second 2 games of the series.
Well, David Price threw the ball better than I was told he was going to throw it. He was pretty impressive. Made some mistakes, but he always going to make some mistakes.
Meantime, he battled them and fan 9.
He's the kind of guy who can run off 8 or 9 in a row.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And that little left-hander last night He's not to get beat this year. The way he's throwing it.
Well, you mentioned last night that he's gained 40 pounds since he signed his first professional contract. So 6'3", 215, throwing a deceptively hard fastball.
And that is the key word. It's amazing sometimes when you're on deck circle and you're looking at a guy pitching to the hitter in front of you. You say, all right. And all of a sudden you get in that box. First pitch he throws your fastball and you back out and say, uh-oh.
And because it's 93. Occasionally got up to 94, but looked like about 7-8 miles an hour faster than that.
There he goes, and there's ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Our bullpen has been having a bunch of problems with the base on balls.
And by walking Jennings and Joyce, it means you got to face Zobrist and possibly Longoria unless you can get out Zobrist.
Well, in 2 2/3 innings, our bullpen has walked 4. Curveball high. Zobrist 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Takes it right there. He's still not anywhere near where he wants to be. There's a little fister for a base hit. So that walk is going to score, and it's 7-3.
Second run batted in, RBI number 19 for Zobrist. Heath is finding out that you walk guys up here, your ERA is going to climb commensurate with your walks.
So here's Longoria. He was robbed of extra bases on a terrific play by Gillespie at third. He also has walked. He's 0 for 3 today. Takes it right there. Ball club can live with a guy giving up base hits. It's hard to live with the base on balls. And that's a fair ball. So the second walk is going to score. On the double by Longoria.
Longoria is now driven in 14, and that's the problem with walking 2 guys at the top. Then you got to deal with the 2 guys in the middle. And this one just barely stayed fair, but fair it was.
Eight 8-0 for them. They have scored 5 runs so far in just the last inning and 2/3.
It was a very good ball game, very tough and tight ball game. The last inning and 2/3 has just gotten away.
Well, the base on balls. The ball hit hard. Nice by Alexei, but the base on balls once again. Unfortunately, you've heard me say this too often in this young season. Just jumps up and bites us right in the arse. of 5 Power-Up Sundays here at US Cellular Field today. Young fans had the opportunity to participate in fun exercise activities with a chance to win big prizes and learn more about the Power-Up All-Star Challenge, a 13-week program that encourages nutrition and exercise. So to join the challenge and earn free tickets to an upcoming White Sox game, visit PowerUp.UChicagoKidsHospital.org.
It is Fernando Rodney on for the 9th time. 3 out of 4 in save opportunities. Last year, just a remarkable season. .60 ERA. Blew 2 saves all year. 48 out of 50 in that department. What a magnificent year it was. Nobody touched him. He got the ball over the plate. This year hasn't started off the way he would like, but with the run or runs that were put on the board, this is a non-save situation as Rodney just trying to get an inning with the off day tomorrow.
So here's Paulie. He has faced Rodney 18 times, has 6 hits. First pitch strike at 93, along with one of the best changeups of any reliever in the game.
He not only has that big fastball, and 93 for him is down because he can get up there 97, 98 when he wants to.
Changed his delivery just a little bit.
That was a changeup, and when he throws as hard as he does, it's very hard to read that changeup.
Watch his lead foot.
Trying to sneak it across, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's on the move until he delivers a ball, and that time he almost threw it well over Lobaton's head.
I don't recall him doing that last year or the year before. There's the change. Paulie now 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. And of course, with that home run by Paulie, another generous donation to White Sox charities. Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursula. Here's Adam. He's 1 for 3, 1 for 2 today with a walk. Adam 0 for 3 lifetime against Fernando. So we take the first 2 games of the series. Everything is looking hunky-dory. And then last night, the base on balls jumped up, got us again. Bullpen had a rough outing. They win that one. And today, we walked 4 guys in the last 2 innings. 3 of them scored.
And once again wasted a very good performance by Dylan Axelrod, who walks away from this with yet another no decision. Still looking for his first win of the year.
Well, Dylan outpitched Masterson last time he was out there, and today he stayed right with David Price. David Price probably had the best outing he's had all year. But it won't be the last one he has all year. Just real good. And there is ball 4.
Things are pretty good for a long time in this one. until Matt Joyce's 2-run homer tied it in the 6th, and then things just fell apart in the 8th and 9th.
Here's Alexei. He's 2 for 9 against Rodney. Maybe that little stutter step. This is where he is. The hitter, you got to grind it out. Try to get yourself a hit. Try to put something on that board. Because hitting in the 8th and 9th innings is a state of mind. And just because you're losing by 5 here, 1 out, 1 on, you got to grind it out. And that has popped up. Overton. 2 down. So here comes Gillespie. Connor has never seen Rodney from 60 feet 6 inches.
That might not be a bad thing the way he threw last year. After a couple of strikeouts, he had a rocket base hit to lead off the 7th inning. Things were looking pretty good at that point, and then Robin tried the hit and run with Tyler Flowers, who hit just a rope right at Zobrist, turned it into a double play, and pretty much things were downhill after that.
Well, it was the right play and just bad luck.
Yes.
That fastball at 94, the previous fastball at 95. Now the count 0-2. And there's that change. That one at 97.
But with this visibility, that changeup, if he throws it for a strike, probably ends the game. As you can see it, I don't think Connor's going to pick up the change. We just have to hope that if Rodney does go to it, he misses with it. He didn't.
And this ball game is over. So we take the first 2. They take the last 2 in this 4-game set. They win this one 8-3. And we'll be back.